Welcome to the second edition of the Messinia Pro-Am here at the Costa Navarino resort on the southwestern coast of mainland Greece. The Messinian region is an area of Europe blessed with outstanding natural beauty and a climate that allows an international event like this to be held at such an early date on the new golfing calendar. The region is steeped in ancient history and famous for its production of Kalamata olives and olive oil, but the focus this week will be on tournament golf, and a sport that has become a driving force in Greece's tourism development, with Costa Navarino now established as a key venue for the growth of golf in Greece. There are two tournaments being played side by side this week, a two-day Pro-Am played across both championship courses here at Costa Navarino, the Bay and the Dunes, and a three-day professional event involving 44 pros from across the globe, competing for a prize fund of €44,000. Coming up on the show, we'll have news from the first two rounds of the professional tournament, and we'll find out which four-ball came out on top in the team event. We take time out to meet European Tour and Ryder Cup legend Gordon Brand Jr. to discuss his incredible career in the sport. And to finish, the pro event takes centre stage with highlights coverage from the final round as we find out which player will lift the Messinia Pro-Am trophy in 2018. The Pro-Am has established itself on the calendar as an excellent starting point to the new golfing season. Day one of the tournament, and as the players began their preparations for the opening round, we spoke to last year's winners about coming back to Messinia to defend their titles.
Course was perfect, week was perfect, and my team was great, so really enjoyed the week, and I'm here again to defend the title. Well, I had a good winter, preparing in the gym, working on my swing, so I'm quite confident. So I hope to do it like I did last year.
Well, it's great to be back. Such a fantastic place. A lot of special memories for myself and the team. So we're excited to get going. The team's good. We've got an addition to the team this year, Achilles, so we're excited for him to be part of our team. But the main thing is to go out and have fun. And if we do well again, we do well. If not, I'm sure we'll still enjoy it.
I would say one of the most important events, together with the GNLS Pro-Am, which is later in June. I mean, look at the size of the international field this week. Most of the teams are from Europe. I tried to prepare as much as I could for this event because it's a great event and it's a lot of people and it's pretty good money. So hopefully I will perform well.
Brian, Keith, it's great to see you out here at the Messinia Pro-Am. What brings you out here?
What do you think? Look at this golf course, look at this sunshine, look at these people. It's just a fantastic event, and so far we've had so much fun. When you get invited to come to something like this, you just can't say no.
Well, I've been here last year for the first time for the Dead Pro-Am, and I like it a lot. I like a lot the place and resort. I think it's a fantastic, nice tour course, and the view, I think it's one of the best I've seen in my life.
Because people don't realize that you can find such a premium golf destination like Costa Navarino in Greece. People don't realize that, and when they get here, they get blown away. It's two different golf courses, both designed by great architects, so Bernard Langer and Robert Trent John Jr. If you play Dunes, it's more of a golf course, more of a challenge, more of a challenge for the golfer. But then you have Bay, it's more a resort course, good fun, you get a better score, but you have great views, more dramatic views. So the combination of the two golf courses in a week, I think it's great. It's a great combination. People will really have a good time.
Time to see what happened out on the course now in round one of the Messinia Pro-Am. The teams started the tournament on either the Bay or the Dunes course before swapping courses for round two. Four-ball teams, but it's a two-ball, better ball Stableford scoring format, and it's the celebrity team of Brian McFadden, Keith Duffy and former Scottish rugby international Tom Evans that tee it up first. Keith Duffy showing off his Bubba Watson style footwork, which paid dividends when getting into position to score well on the greens. Led by two-time Ryder Cup winner Gordon Brand Jr., they prop up the table in 10th with a respectable 81 points. If there's one man that knows his way round this track, it's Adam Kritikos, Costa Navarino's resident professional. Adam almost catching the camera operator out despite being bang on with this approach. Making birdie on the par 4 13th on the Dunes, And his teammates Cyprian Zavloshi, Gerd Budzek and Sophie Steinglass were quick to congratulate him. In the end, an opening round of 82 points for Adam's team. Nicolas Hatzigiordano picked up a valuable 3 points for his team on the par 3 13th on the Bay course. High fives all around from teammates Bernard Bartz and Andreas Becker. This team is captained by European and Challenge Tour player Philip Mayo, with his sights set on the professional competition as well as the team event. Sitting in joint 6th, they also made 82 points in the first round. Team Volkov had a good start to their round, Mikhail Absaliamov coming up with a valuable net eagle for his team on the par 4 13th on the Dunes course. Just making sure that one finds its home with handshakes from the team. Well played, Mikhail. And yeah, doing it in front of the cameras too. Steve Dooley was showing his team the way to approach on the first hole at the Bay course. And the Austrian-based English professional guided his team to a total of 82 points as they took a share of 6th position in round 1. The only team to score 83 points were German-based golfers made up of professional Petro Kozarov, Mireille Remer and father and son Raoul and John Radziok. And it was dad Raoul showing his son the way at hole 2 on the Dunes course with a nice birdie putt for 3 points. Team Canonica scored 84 points around the picturesque Bay course and finished the day with a share of 3rd place. Yakov Shehav was picking up good points with the help of his teammates here on the par 4 3rd at the Dunes course, letting his emotion show after this long putt. The team is led by talented pro Asaf Cohen. Expect to see his name on the professional leaderboard too. Timo Schlitz found a nice approach with one of those tricky 50-yarders on the 13th of the Dunes course. Led by the experienced professional Zeke Martinez, 86 points was good enough for 2nd place. But it was Team Boyle who accumulated the most points on day 1. Last year's winners, and with the new addition of Achilles Konstantakopoulos, they dovetailed extremely well, with Achilles picking up a valuable net birdie on the 13th hole on the Dunes to add to their impressive total of 94 points. They're going to be tough to beat in round 2. Confirmation then of that round 1 leaderboard, and Team Boyle leading the charge with an 8-point advantage over their nearest rivals. In the professional event, all 44 pros will play 3 rounds to determine the champion. If it's a tie at the end of the 54 holes, then a playoff will decide the winner. On day 1, each pro starts on either the Bay or the Dunes, and then they swap courses for round 2. Then the top 22 golfers will play a final round on the Dunes course. Costa Navarino professional Chrysanthos Diakou got off to a nice start on the Bay course, recording a score of 1 under par. The Scotsman Stuart Boyle missed a few opportunities on the greens, but did manage a respectable 2 under par on the slightly tougher Dunes course, which should set him up nicely for day 2. German-based professional Mark Stevenson narrowly missed out on an impressive birdie on the 13th on the Bay course, but did manage an eagle at 12 and ended the round in a tie for 7th place, also on 2 under par. Last year's champion is back to defend his title. The Italian Federico Eli began his round on the Bay course and knew how important it was to score well here in order to set up the rest of his tournament. The par 5 2nd hole on the Bay is a great chance to do just that, and Federico duly obliged. Knocking this one in for birdie, and by the looks of it, loving the camera. So we decided to stick with him for one more hole, and it paid off. A birdie on 2, backed up with another on the par 3 3rd. His opening round included 2 more birdies on 9 and 10, but also 2 bogeys, which meant that he finished on 2 under par for a share of 7th place. The American Zeke Martinez is an experienced campaigner around Costa Navarino, having previously won the Aegean Airlines Pro-Am, another tournament held at this majestic venue. And despite missing this opportunity at the 13th, his round included 4 birdies and a bogey, which put him at 3 under par. And he was in good company. The Italian European Tour player Emanuele Canonica was tied with Zeke in 5th place, also on 3 under. Greek professional Christos Nikopoulos tied it up well at the 9th hole on the Dunes course. A great up and down to secure par and a solid round of 4 under, which on the Dunes is certainly potential title-winning form. Another golfer taking advantage of the par 5 second hole on the Bay course was the German Alexis Chapanos. A reachable green in 2, the pros were not shy in going for it. Alexis' approach falling just short for a chance to putt for eagle, but then he hit a delightful chip, leaving him with a gimme-length birdie putt. A rollercoaster round of 7 birdies and 3 bogeys left Chapanos keeping an eye on the leaders just ahead of him. One man who was unable to keep an eye on the flag at the 3rd hole on the Dunes was Israeli pro Asaf Cohen. But an impeccable up and down from the young man plying his golfing trade on the South American Pro Tour. A bogey-free round saw Cohen move into 2nd place at 5 under par. But the outright leader was German European Tour player Philipp Mayo, whose distance control was superb as he notched up 9 birdies on the day and just a double bogey on the par 3 11th, his only blemish in what proved to be a fantastic start to the tournament.
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, first round of the year to play 7 under. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Today my wedge game was really good, so I hit a few really close.
Now the Dunes course is slightly tougher, it's slightly longer. How does that suit your game?
Actually, it suits my game pretty well because I'm hitting it quite far, so I'm excited for tomorrow.
Confirmation then of the pro leaderboard after round 1. The confident Philipp Mayo in the driving seat at 7 under par, but with the pros scoring slightly better on the Bay course, there should be plenty of movement during round 2. Can Asaf Cohen be one of those to score well on the Bay and close the 2-shot gap on Philipp Mayo? Or will the German drive his way to an unassailable lead? Coming up, we'll find out which team will be crowned champions in 2018 and also which players are in contention heading into the final round of the professional tournament. The scene is set as the players head out onto these 2 wonderful courses here at Costa Navarino. So let's get straight to the action in the team event. Mauro Bisuli of Team Canonica was playing some steady golf from the tee box. Then being guided around the greens by the experienced European Tour player Emanuele Canonica. And they finished the team competition in joint 8th position with a total of 160 points. Former president of the Greek PGA, George Giacu, not quite getting enough spin to head back downwards towards the flag on the June 7th. And leaving a tricky downhill putt, which almost found its way to the hole. His team also managed to accumulate a decent 160 points over the 2 rounds to finish in joint 8. And the 3rd team to join them was one of the 2 Karantias teams in the draw, this one led by Greek professional golfer Panayotis Karantias, showing off some super ball control to get a birdie on the board.
Bravo, Panayotis!
Bravo indeed. But in the battle of the Karantias teams, it was Athanasios Karantias who led his team to a total of 161 points and 7th place on the leaderboard, using the contours of the green to his advantage and confidently slotting home this putt on the 7th for birdie. Some things never change. You've got to make your putts for the points, and that was a belter. The Day 1 leader in the pro competition, Philipp Mayo, continued his good work and added more points to his team's total. A birdie here at the par 4 15th meant they secured themselves a 4th place finish with 162 points, along with 2 other teams. One of those teams being Team Volkov, the Russian-based team finding nice tee shots when it counted. And professional Yevgeny guiding his team around the beautiful Bay course on day 2. And Team Dooley made it a good last day in the team event, also reaching a total of 162 points for a share of 4th place. Professional Steve Dooley not quite finishing the birdie putt off, but leading the way nonetheless. Whenever your pro plays well, the team usually follows suit. That was certainly the case with Team Cohen as Yeshkel Magé added to the team's score at the 17th on the Bay, and they finished with a total of 163 points in 3rd place. Shooting up the leaderboard, however, was Team Brand Jr. from 10th to 2nd. Tom Evans, Brian McFadden and Keith Duffy being led by Ryder Cup legend Gordon Brand Jr. No wonder they looked happy. But the final result was never in doubt, as Team Boyle, having established an outstanding score on day 1, were always going to be tough to catch. And that proved to be the case, as they posted an impressive 179 points to claim the Messinia Pro-Am title for 2018. Let's hear from the winners.
Absolutely delighted. It was tough yesterday in the wind. I think everyone found it tougher than the first day, but it's a great format, 2 from 4, so as long as 2 of you are in the hole, we dovetailed very well. When a couple of guys were out, the other 2 were in. It was a real team performance, and we're absolutely delighted with it.
Confirmation of the final result in this Pro-Am team competition. That superb first round from Team Boyle of 94 points really set them up for the win. And congratulations to Team Brand Jr. storming up the leaderboard from 10th to 2nd. Before we bring you news from round 2 of the professional event, it's time to catch up with a golfer who was a member of 2 Ryder Cup winning European teams, including that historic 1987 win on American soil for the first time. And during an incredible career, a man who's made just under 600 appearances on the European Tour, Gordon Brand Jr.
I think that the proudest moment was winning my first tournament. Although I had a good amateur career and ticked most of the boxes, it's in a confidence way, for you to win your first tournament is a massive moment, because you realise you can do it. And obviously from there on, the Ryder Cups have been brilliant. I was incredibly lucky how I went to Muirfield Village, Ohio, where Jack Nicklaus made the golf course, and Jack Nicklaus was my hero, and he was captain as well. So it was a wonderful experience almost before I got there. And then I was fortunate again that we had 6 of the best players in the world, Ballesteros, Lyle, Woosnam, Faldo, it goes on, Langer. And so it was almost just like, make a few points, because these guys are going to do it for us. And I think at the time I probably didn't appreciate it as much as I do now, how such a big moment it was. It was the first time that Europe had won in 28 years. In America, so I probably appreciate it more, because you're in the focus at that moment in time. All you've got to do is try and perform and do as best as you can, and I think it's with those players, and I think there's certainly a certain bond in respect for anybody who's played Ryder Cup, whether you played in a losing team, because you appreciate and understand how hard it is to make those teams, and so you're in a special club.
Time to get back out to the course now for news from the second round of the Pro Tournament. The players looking to make the cut for a final round shot at the title tomorrow. American Zeke Martinez was unfortunately moving in the wrong direction. His normally reliable iron play was a little off, missing the green here at the 7th at the Bay course. And the bunker shot to follow wasn't to his normal high standard, leaving Zeke with an extremely fast downhill putt and a lot of work to do to save par. But he was up to the challenge, and perhaps that up and down will be the catalyst to get his challenge moving in the right direction again. Overall though, a tough day at the office for Zeke, scoring 3 over and putting him back to level par in the competition. Still with a smile on his face though. Emanuele Canonica, also on the 7th, was having more luck off the tee than Zeke. but the round was an eventful one and he struggled with the short stick. A disappointing 3-over on the day for the former European Tour player, also taking him back to level par. Fellow Italian Lorenzo Maghini made 4 birdies in the second round, but also dropped 4 shots. But he still booked himself a place in the final round, finishing day 2 level par on the leaderboard and inside that top 22. Another Italian and another player on level par after 2 rounds of golf. Despite a nice shot on the 16th at the Dunes course, the 2017 champion Federico Eli had some work to do to defend his title. Adam Kritikos could have done with a few more putts dropping to make an impression at the top end of the leaderboard. He finished on 1 under par for the tournament, which puts him in 6th place going into the final round. Can the Costa Navarino professional get into contention for a win on his home course? Stuart Boyle's success with his team helped him to 4th place overall in the pro event with a score of 2 under par. But there were a few missed opportunities left out on the course. With his winning mentality though, he could be an outside bet for the title. German-based professional Alexei Shapanos had an eventful second round with 4 birdies, 4 bogeys and a double, which meant that he was 1 over for the day, but 2 under for the tournament. Still very much in contention, especially if he can keep the putter hot. Christos Nikopoulos, having hit a poor tee shot at the picturesque 15th hole on the bay, made a great up and down to keep himself in the hunt. And when the others were moving backwards, Christos was one of the few to improve on his round 1 score. Currently sitting in 3rd place at 5 under for the tournament and focused on trying to win on home soil. Philip Mayo was still working his magic around the Dunes course, up until the 18th that is. A triple bogey at the last left him on 1 over for the day. The par 5 18th will be used as the official playoff hole in the event of a tie in the pro tournament. Will that come back to haunt Philip at some point? For now though, he sits in 2nd place on 6 under. You can only get a fair reflection of how the pros are playing after they've completed 36 holes across both courses here at Costa Navarino. And Asaf Cohen really lit up this tournament with his 2nd round on the bay. 3 consecutive birdies on the back 9 and 5 in total meant he moved to the lead at 8 under, 2 shots clear of Philip Mayo. Confirmation then of a very competitive and cosmopolitan pro leaderboard, meaning we're set for what should be an exciting and entertaining conclusion to the tournament. Cohen leads from Mayo, but as the players head to the Dunes course on day 3, it's still wide open here in Greece. But it's a handy lead nonetheless for Cohen, and he was feeling positive with 18 left to play.
For me, it's very good because I start to play the Alps Tour this year, and for me it's another tournament with good guys. The conditions are so good, and I'm very happy to be here. So for me, it's a good tournament.
Asaf Cohen then in the driving seat. Can he hold on to that 2-shot lead as the players head into the final round of the Messinia Pro-Am? And 22 players have made the cut for a shot at the title, and these are the golfers in contention. First up, Christos Nikopoulos, the Crete-based golfer, has been working hard on his game over the winter break, and it's certainly paying off.
I'm putting really well the last 2 days. That's my first tournament of the year. But what have changed since last year is that I'm practicing on an indoor simulator this year. So my game never stopped from the end of the season. So I pick it up early this year. We'll see. I'm gonna enjoy it. I don't care. If I play well, I play well. If I don't, that's golf.
Next in the hunt is European Tour player Germany's Philip Mayo, 6 under for the tournament.
You're only 2 back. Does that change your game at all? Or just going to go steady or aggressive?
No, I will stick to my game plan, but I still will try to play aggressive. So nothing to lose, only win. So.
And what would it mean if you managed to win this tournament?
It would mean a lot. In the first tournament of the year, it's nice to have a good start to get the season flowing.
And they're all chasing tournament leader Israel's Asaf Cohen, who's played exceptionally well in the first 2 rounds to get to 8 under.
For me, it's excellent to be in this position. I played in Latin America last year. I start to play in Europe now. This is the first tournament of the year for me. And to be in this position after 2 days, it's amazing. I hope to enjoy. First, I want to enjoy and to play good and, you know, to stay on the same position end of the day.
Well, Asaf, we wish you all the very best for your round.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can Asaf hang on to that 2-shot lead? Let's get to the action in the final round of the Messinia Pro-Am to find out. Well, most of these pros will be trying to get the scoreboard moving early. Nikopoulos, based in Crete, the Greek golfer, at 5 under. Having to manufacture a bit of a shot here off the side of the first green, and he's done that nicely. So Nikopoulos has that for par to stay at 5 under. Now, not a great day, I'm afraid, for Alexei Shapanos. The news is that he's injured his rib. Started the day on 2 under, but got a very painful rib injury. He's trying to play on, but he's moved to 6 under and hasn't got anywhere close on this drivable par 4 6th. Well, he's really trying to keep going, but it's painful to play, painful to watch, and I think that might be it for Alexei Shapanos for this final round. What a shame. Back to Nikopoulos. This to stay on the score that he started with, and that is frustrating. Well, he's got the scoreboard moving, but it's in the wrong direction, I'm afraid. And he's left himself a bit of a tester on the way back as well, and he looked up in exasperation when he saw the putt go past. The golden rule is, as all the pros will tell you, watch the putt as it goes past the hole, get a read on the line for the putt back. He's done it, but it's a bogey start, I'm afraid, for Nikopoulos. What a beautiful hole, this opener here on the dunes. And in second place, 2 shots back from the leader, Philipp Mayo of Germany. And the European Tour player nailing that one right over the water and onto the fairway. Well, talking of beautiful shots, with the sea as the backdrop here at the second, Nikopoulos just trying to work this one away from the bunkers and into play. He's looking a little cautiously after this. Well, some concerns maybe there for Nikopoulos, certainly concerns after that drop shot at the first. Mayo's second into this par 4 first. Watch the rhythm of this young German, beautiful player to watch. Never really seems to get past that sort of speed. Stays very relaxed out there, and that allows him to control the ball just like that. Beautiful approach from Mayo. Last year's winner at 8, Italian Federico Eli. But a title defence now not looking likely. He's gone bogey birdie on 4 and 5. He's just bogeyed 7. So perhaps owed another birdie here. Well, he's going to have to work for it. Nikopoulos' drive was okay, and he's absolutely drilled his approach in to the second, and there we go. Damage repaired from that bogey at the first, and Christos Nikopoulos starts bogey birdie and gets back to 5 under. Now, good approach shots deserve birdies, but that's not how golf works sometimes. Trickling it down the hill, Philipp Mayo, and that was a little tentative. Spectacular. The view, and this man as well, Stuart Boyle, started the day on 2 under. He's birdied 3 and 5, so I think we can call it a charge from the Scotsman. And he has absolutely nailed that tee shot. It's a long chance at an eagle putt, but he'll take it. Tournament leader then on 8 under, Asaf Cohen of Israel. Has played beautifully across the first 2 rounds. And now he's in that wonderful position of trying to get it over the line. Birdie chance from Eli then. On the fringe of the 8th. That's a nice strike. Oh, what a putt. Well, it was beautifully hit. And he got the read just right. And a little bit of evidence there as to why this man is the defending champion. Beautiful stuff from the Italian. Back to that long eagle chance then for Boyle. This would make a big, big difference to the leaderboard. This to go to 6 under. This is tracking nicely. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's very good. Beautiful putt from Stuart Boyle, right into the heart of the hole, and even the pros can't resist a little glance across to see if the camera was filming. And we got every single centimetre of that putt. Great work, Stuart Boyle. 6 under, and that is a proper challenge building there. Cohen to open his day with a birdie. They're not dropping, are they, at the par 4 first for anybody at the moment? And just like his nearest rival out on course at the moment, Philip Mayo, coming up a little short, although he's got Stuart Boyle for company now as well. The experience of American Zeke Martinez. Lovely player to watch as he plots his way round these Costa Navarino courses. And that is a very tidy chip. Nicopolis' roller coaster round continues in the bunker at 3. And you can see there's been a little bit of rainfall, so that sand is quite wet. And it's what all the pros fear, the long bunker shot. It's never fun. And that putt isn't going to be too pleasurable either. Martinez for par, tidy up and down. You won't see too much emotion from Zeke, but you will see a beaming smile once or twice during the course of his rounds. Very popular pro here in Greece. Birdie chance missed at the first for the tournament leader. Second one immediately presented, but also spurned at the second. And these things can get into your head a little bit sometimes at the start of a round. I think the positive way of looking at it is the chances are coming. Nicopolis, this should have been closer for a birdie chance, he knows that. And just didn't get the read quite right. Distance was fine. But I'll have to settle for a par on hole 3. Overall though, no damage done. This man's been doing some damage though, the Scot based at Wentworth, Stuart Boyle. Now we saw from a little earlier in his round that eagle, which took him to 6 under. Unfortunately, he's bogeyed 7, and that's just halted his momentum a little, but still going along nicely. Adam Kritikos knows this course like the back of his hand, and he needed to make a charge on this final 18, so he's gone at it, but it hasn't paid off, unfortunately. So staying on 1 under at the moment for the tournament. This to go to 7 under for Philip Mayo. Yes, and the German makes his first move of the day. Confident stride away from the green. Mayo and Nicopolis chasing. Cohen still leads. Welcome back to the Messinia Pro-Am, where Germany's Philip Mayo is making a final round charge. After a double bogey at the 4th, he showed some real character and bounced back with a superb tee shot at the drivable par 4 6th. Unfortunately, he narrowly missed the eagle putt. Had to settle for a birdie, which took him back to 5 under. Into the back 9, and things really got moving for Philip, with birdies at 14 and 16 to move him to 7 under and a share of the lead with Israel's Asaf Cohen. Following a great start to his final round, Scotland's Stuart Boyle bogeyed 10, 14 and 15, finishing on a frustrating 2 under par for the tournament. Back in the clubhouse and pondering what could and probably should have been. Asaf Cohen, tournament leader on 8 under at the start of the day, picked up birdies on 3 and 5, but this out-of-bounds tee shot on the 6th ended in a double bogey. And another bogey at 12 left him alongside Mayo on 7 under through 15 holes. And you have to feel for Christos Nicopolis. He was also on 7 under until a bogey at 15 and then a horror show on the 16th, where he lost his ball to make a quadruple bogey and leave him out of contention. So that's how things stand in the tournament. Let's get back out to the course for the closing action. So it's a head-to-head shootout down the stretch between this man, Asaf Cohen, and a hole ahead of him, Philip Mayo. Disappointing not to get an opportunity for a birdie at the par 5 16th, but stays on 7 under, which is what Mayo is trying to do here at 17. Tidily done, and no change at the top of the leaderboard. For Christos Nikopoulos, he's got to try and put those unfortunate incidents at 16 behind him. Finish nice and tidily and get in amongst the Euros. Oh, that is sweet. That's a beautiful shot. I guess the pressure's off his shoulders now, and he's swinging the club freely. Big tee shot required from Philip Mayo. Just about everyone that's played alongside him over the last few days has said how far the German hits the ball, and he's going to need it down the last. 2 holes to play then for Cohen. 2 chances, 2 genuine chances as well to pick up a shot. Oh dear. And that could be trouble for Asaf Cohen. And he's going to need to be very good with that second shot. Nikopoulos ahead on the 18th green for birdie. Just got to trickle this one down the slope. It's breaking. Oh my goodness. Well, rather like his final round. Just ran out of legs, that putt. Cohen then. Needs good hands here. Good confident strike. Should get a bit of check on this, and he does. That is exquisite from the Israeli. He fancied it, didn't he? He fancied putting that one in the hole, but going to have to settle for par at 17. But you've got to feel the doors open here for Philip Mayo. Tricky lie just below his feet, so got to be very strong here with that left side. Oh, he's controlled it very well indeed. Right into the heart of the green. Quite a tricky putt, but if you'd offered him that before he'd hit the shot, he'd have taken it. So par at 17. Will be unaware of what Mayo is doing just ahead of him, so got to keep his focus on each shot here, Cohen. And that's a beautiful strike. That is just superb from the Israeli. Mayo with a chance to change the leaderboard here. This to go to 8 under and put the pressure on. No. Well, on the positive side, he gave it a chance, but just didn't quite get the line. Well, he's frustrated because he can see back down the fairway where Cohen is. So he knows that his closest rival is in pole position. Well, chances, chances. A lovely layup from Asaf Cohen, and now it's all about the short game. And up and down from here, and he wins the tournament. Wonderful approach, pin high, and he's got that putt for the title. Well, it's been a battling final round, and Cohen on the verge of a big win here. Oh, and maybe that thought just got to him. He's left it short, and we've got a playoff to decide this year's Messinia Pro-Am professional title. It's all part of the learning curve in this game, but that's going to be tough to recover from. And Philip Mayo, watching on, will feel the more positive of the two, I'm sure, getting a second shot at this championship through the playoff. Back down the par 5 18th then for playoff 1. And we'll go again and again on this hole until we have a winner. Both players choosing the same route as they did in regulation, laying up short of that big fairway bunker and backing themselves with wedge and putter. Two solid shots playing to leave themselves that perfect wedge distance, and maybe a bit of a match play tactic here by Asaf Cohen. Just leaving himself a little further to the flag, but getting to throw down the gauntlet first, and that is superb. Beat that, says Asaf, as he leaves himself a virtually identical putt to the one that he left short about 30 minutes ago. Clever golf from him. Philip Mayo needs a good response here. Oh, and it's a great response. The other side of the hole, and both men with a putt for birdie, and the crowd being given a real treat at the end of the day here in Costa Navarino. Asaf Cohen watches on. Will it be a putt for a win for him, or will he be forced to hold out? to go back down 18, and it's the latter. Brilliant putt from Philip Mayo. Well, he's just trying to keep his emotions under control there. Little pat of congratulation and a fist pump. He's put all the pressure on his opponent. Asaf Cohen has to make this putt. No, this time gave it a chance, but hit it through the break and past the hole. And the title goes to Philip Mayo after some real drama down the closing stretch. Well played, Asaf Cohen. Not his day in the end. It's a big win for the European Tour player. Philip Mayo then confirming that he takes the Messinia Pro-Am professional title for 2018 after that first playoff hole. And it's Asaf Cohen that has to take the runners-up spot this time around. Well, they've entertained us all day. Time now to hear from the runner-up and then the champion.
Asaf, probably the cruelest way to lose a tournament. Tell us your emotions right now.
You know, I can tell you I'm very happy. Like, I come for a good golf of week. The condition was amazing. All the people there are very, very nice.
A great playoff takes two great players. A word on Philip, he played very well today.
Yeah, Philip is playing amazing and he hit the ball like very, very long. And he's a good guy and I'm very happy for him.
Philip, always an exciting way to finish a tournament there. Tell us your emotions.
Yeah, I'm so happy and proud because it was a lot of work in the winter I put in, and long time ago that I won the last tournament, so I'm really happy to begin the season like this.
And then what were your thoughts when you knew that it was a playoff?
I was happy to be in the playoff because I was second before the day, and then I was really confident that I will win the playoff actually.
And what does it mean to win the second Messinia Pro-Am?
Yeah, I'm pretty proud. I mean, it's a pretty good field, a lot of good professionals here, and it was a great event.
And to the victors, the spoils, as the players and guests attended the spectacular gala dinner for the prize presentation to the various category winners, with top honours going to this year's champions, Team Boyle, winners of the Pro-Am team event.
Please give a big round of applause for Philip Mayo.
And this year's Messinia Pro-Am professional champion, Germany's Philip Mayo. Congratulations to all of this year's winners. Well done to all the competitors, and thank you for watching. We'll see you again next year.